Hey everybody, how are we doing on a very special day in America, and also a very special day for me, especially because I have tracked him down after 7 months of getting this man's texts and emails. I have finally got him to sit on the sofa with me, and Mr. SGT, everyone is in the house.
How are we
Welcome,
doing,
Mr. I am pumped for tonight's show. I have been listening to your music, and I am the biggest pumped person I've been in a long, long time. And I am ready for bringing everybody into tonight's show and to have one cracking hell of a show. I tell you what, I know we're going to not have many people listening because they're all listening to Donald Trump's inauguration speech. I've just had my partner come in and said, do you know that Trump's on telly? No one's going to be watching. Yes, they are. They're going to be watching One Life. They're not going to be watching Donald Trump. If you are, try and get it on the phone and keep Trump on the main TV. Don't go away from One Life this evening. We need you. Keep focused, okay?
That's right. No pun intended, right?
President Trump, I want to thank you for one thing. I want to thank you for the biggest election speeches for months that people have seen. Whether you love him or hate him, there's only one person who can bring motivational speeches like Donald Trump. You know, at the end of the day, that motivation to drive at his age as well. Jesus, at 70 years old, you know, being shot on stage and fighting and making sure that everyone's behind him. I tell you what, that's the biggest motto of One Life. We fight, we support, we help, we grow. And at the end of the day, we become One Life who are able to produce amazing things to help local and national charities. So I'm going to start the show as I normally do. I'm going to start the show about One Life. And basically, I haven't got much to share with you. I've got a little clip to share with you. And I want one thing from you in One Life over the next few months. I want you to get behind these musicians, get behind One Life as we travel to Atlanta to go to the award ceremony, okay? We are going there not just to go and pick up a piece of plastic. We all have our own individual reasons to go to Atlanta and these award shows. My individual reason is to spread the word, spread the love of One Life, okay, and make sure that we have a platform that we can share with the rest of the world, which will commit to local and national charities, okay? That's why I'm going there. That's why I'm going to Atlanta, but I need your help, okay? Between now and August, we are going to go through the nominee stage together. We are going to go through our ups and downs. We are going to build a platform that brings you great music, great sounds, and, you know, and the music school coming live to you in 2025, okay? But I need your help with all that. I need you to start being an army, okay? A One Life army behind us, okay? So we are talking about SGTs. Focus on making sure that whatever your dreams are, you go and get them, you go and grab them with two hands, and you bring them back to your home, you bring them back to your family, and you bring them back to your loved ones, okay? So I'm going to start the show with something that is very dear to my heart from the 80s, a bit of Rocky, inspirational speech from Rocky Balboa. Shawn, do you like a bit of Rocky?
Oh, Rocky is the man. He's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. I love the GOAT. He is the GOAT. So tonight we're going to start off a bit of Rocky.
Keep moving forward.
So I'm going to add into the stage, and this is the inspiration that I want you to all think about during this song, okay? How can you help One Life? And it isn't just Adrian, remember, One Life, all those charities that we support, how can we get those to be recognized around the world, okay? Just think about it while we listen to this amazing inspirational speech from Rocky.
Do almost everything alone up here, but you know I'll be with you. You're the one. You're the one that's going to keep his spirit alive. You're the one. Now you're going to have to go through hell. Worse than any nightmare that you ever dreamed. But in the end, I know you'll be the one standing.
Somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits. And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do. What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. I'm a fighter. That's the way I'm made. Can't change what we are. All we can do is just go with what we are.
I don't know about you, Shawn. It's just like really got me pumped up for tonight.
You bet, man. You bet. You bet.
Rocky is the GOAT. I tell you what, I want everybody, whether you are disabled, whether you have got an illness, whether you are going through poverty, I want you to take some of that video from tonight, rise up on your feet and fight the next day tomorrow, okay? We're all here for one life. And at the end of the day, if you can use Rocky's words to like fight the next day and make a life a better place, please use it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, I've got a song coming up which is going to make you even more focused and determined to make 2025 a year where we forget about fires, we forget about the wars which have gone on. This year it stops. It stops because we want the world to be a better place, okay? And what a better way to start the year. We're in January already, and those hostages have been released from Gaza. You know, TikTok has finally been re-released for the Americans. No, you weren't in a black hole for that long, okay? And also everything, you know, hopefully is going in a better direction for 2025. So we're going to stay focused, everybody, and we're going to become a one life army that nobody can stop along the way. Okay, so that's One Life, everybody. I am going to bring SGT into the film today. And SGT, you have been a busy boy, young man.
I ain't that young. I'm about 42 years young, but I've been a musician for pretty much my entire life. But I decided to go into the independent music circuit about 2 years ago, and just talking with folks like you and many different podcasters out there. And one of my things is like I'm a big pro wrestling fan, so I'm gonna go kind of CM Punk a little bit here. I'm not here to make it famous. I'm not here to do it. I'm here just to be getting my music out there and letting people hear it, because there's so many different podcasters out there. You're doing your awesome work. There are many others I've talked to already. Just getting it out there. And I think as independent artists, that's what we're trying to do, is get our music to be heard to the masses out there. And you're just one of many platforms that I've talked to get it out there. And it seems like you've got a great community that you're building here. And let's keep the train moving here. You know, it's the focus on that. No pun intended.
I'll tell you what, we could have used you the other night. We had an indie artist, bless him, where he was like emptied all of his pockets because he told us that he was a wrestler, and Rich Banks, and he told us that, you know, he was teaching kids wrestling. We went on the WWE story with him. We did a bit of a game show with him, and he got one answer right. I think he could have done with your help on that night.
Oh, gosh.
I can see WWE is important to you, meeting Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so he's an independent pro wrestler?
Yeah, no, well, he's a wrestler, but I think in terms of WWE, he's completely against it. He's not, you know.
Yeah, actually, no. I'm actually good friends with. I help. Well, I have membership with the Barbershop Harmony Society, so I've been doing it for over 20 years. I haven't quite renewed the stuff just life gets in the way. But a good friend of mine, he's actually he's an indie pro wrestler, but he also was part of Barbershop. So I'm kind of watching him grow, and his aspirations are to make the next step for him. Now that WWE is doing the WWE ID, for him to get into NXT is that next step. So getting into that, and then once you get to there, and if you excel and you build, like, it really is. I mean, I like to say pro wrestling is like a live in action movie, and you got to get every time cue right, you got to get every move right, you got to get every promo right. You have to win the audience, and it's a tough thing to do, and it's just like with music. I mean, you have to somehow stand.
Sean, can I stop you a minute? I thought all that was real. I thought when they bashed each other over the head with a chair and a bottle, they threw each other into a fire. All that was real. Are you telling me it's scripted?
Predetermined.
Ruined it.
There ain't nothing fake about having a steel chair knock against square your back, and you gotta take it the right way. This is the stuff you learn, man. It's like, and that was kind of the biggest thing, like in the '90s, like. Because even my mom was like saying like, it's so fake, it's so phony. It's like, ain't nothing funny about going through a table. Like, you got to go through the right way, and you have to take bumps the right way. Like, a lot of people think that a wrestling ring is like a big trampoline. I mean, yes and no. It's hard plywood, and you have to literally train your body to take that impact. And for people that are just beginning that circuit, it's like. They're sore. They're sore. It's like you're breaking into like a new pair of shoes. Like for like when you put on a new pair of shoes, they fit kind of a little snug, but after a while you start walking into it. So I got slippers here that are all worn out now, but when I first
kind of like you think of wrestling and WWE and what they go through every week. It's kind of like an indie artist, really. In terms of the pain you go through, the commitment that you go through, the ups and downs that you go through. At the end of the day, when we launched the music school, we can use examples like that, because at the end of the day, a life of an indie artist is absolutely completely different to other sort of music industries. You've hit the nail on the head with that in relation to sort of the comparison between a wrestler and an indie artist. I love that comparison.
Yeah, it's one of those things that everybody wants immediate gratification. It's very hard these days to get that instant gratification, and they're wanting that so badly, and it's like you have to. Everybody starts at zero, but what you do with that zero is, it's leaps and bounds. You could start like a goal of mine, like with Focus. Like as of this writing with that song on Spotify, it's reached over 30,000 all-time Spotify streams, and I was expecting maybe 10,000 for the first year. Just something that's realistic that I could aim for, even 5,000, because most beginning independent artists are just like, I'll be happy if I get 5,000 people or even 500 people to listen to my music if they're first starting. But for me, I was like, I want to go completely. Thank you, Muriel. Appreciate you. One of those things. I see the stuff on the screen here, but it's one of those things where set a realistic goal. Like for me, I'm not aiming to be famous or be the next, in this the next big artist or anything like that. For me, I love being an independent artist because it gives me a little more flexibility to talk to people like you, and I can set when I want to travel. Like I don't have to be like, in the next couple hours I got to be in Las Vegas for this or over here or over here or over that. I can actually focus on my craft and still be able to reach out into the world, and it's just amazing. Just the people that I've talked to, such as yourself, and other podcasters that one I just recently did an interview with is getting his foot in the door and just kind of getting his audience going, and it's really like you focus on regions, and actually with Focus, when it first started, believe it or not, Adrian, it actually started. A lot of the listeners were over in the UK, so it was a big spark with that. And sometimes when you do a song, don't expect like your best friends to keep dialing in. You have to reach into many different people that are out there. There are tons, there's millions of listeners out there that can listen to your music.
Definitely.
You just have to really just focus. Yeah, that's gonna be the big thing. Is focus on a target group and just say, hey, and sometimes you gotta set it a couple times because social media goes quick. Attention spans are very, very shorter than what it was many years ago. We need to keep everybody engaged. Keep moving forward.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to keep everybody engaged in this program tonight. It's because we're going to keep Shawn to short versions of his stories, okay? Because at the end of the day, Shawn, you are going to help me keep One Live Team absolutely focused this year. It goes into your song, and what I want to do is I want to place your amazing focus to those who have not heard it. Like you and me, I am going to be listening to this song way after this show for the next 10 years of my life. I don't know who else has heard Focus.
We got more coming.
If you hear Focus, you will replace it with your theme tune for the rest of your life. I said to SGT before the show tonight, I said that basically I was listening to Eminem Lose Yourself. I've replaced that song now with Focus, and for the last year or so, Focus has been my number one song to get up and inspire me to go and get on with my day, okay? And I know after you hear it, you're going to be the same way.
Now you're giving me an idea to do, because I do occasionally do covers. I might do Eminem's "Lose Yourself" because I've done a little bit of rap and hip hop. So
I reckon you should. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do things in a bit of a different way. We are going to play Focus because we want you to focus on the show tonight, the goals of the show tonight also. I'm going to speak to that young man, SGT, over there to tell him to turn the telly down because I can hear it in the background. There's a bit of echo tonight. I don't know if it's me or whether it's SGT, but there is some echo tonight. Someone's speaking in the background. I don't know. Perhaps someone's having a conversation. I don't know what it is. It could be Donald Trump. Anyway, so we're going to play Focus. Enjoy this song, everybody, just as much as we do, okay? So this is Focus, and here it comes.
Focus on the prize. I've got to keep my head high. As Winston Churchill once said, if you're going through hell, keep going. I'm moving forward, not going backward. I can't afford to fail, and I've got a vision that's pulling me and don't want to push it again. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, and if they do, I got something to say. I've been through much worse than this. I'm focused on the prize. I've gotta keep my head high. It's now or never, can't wait forever. I gotta be in my best. I'm focused on the prize. I've gotta keep my head high. As Winston Churchill once said, if you're going through hell, you gotta keep going. I'm not pessimistic, I'm optimistic. Been through these hard times before. I'm motivated, I'm not deflated. Ain't gonna take it anymore. I'm tough with the ups and downs, but I'm about done messing around. I'm locked and loaded and ready to go. I'm focused on the prize. I've gotta keep my head high. It's now or never, can't wait forever. I gotta be in my best. I'm focused on the prize. I've gotta keep my head high. As Winston Churchill once said, if you're going through hell, you gotta keep going.
Hell yeah. I absolutely love that song. I love them. Oh my God. Seriously, we have songs throughout our generations. I'll tell you what, I'm 49 this year, and there's been certain songs through my generation of being around in music industry, but also growing up as a child. Def Leppard, when I was going to rugby, I used to play it like crazy. You know, the Hysteria album, you know, to get me motivated to go and play rugby with my friends. You know, there's certain songs that's really got me. That Focus is an absolute awesome track, and one which will help a lot of people.
It's hard to imagine, Adrian, that, like, you know, this is my very first original rock song ever. I mean, this is like, I've never stepped into a recording studio. Well, I did the vocals at my own studio here, but I've never recorded anything else that was original ever. And I came a lot of ideas with this song. So when you heard the ending with the chorus, the focused on the that's actually a South African choir that I hired through Fiverr to create that.
Really?
To create that background aura. Because when I was writing this song, it was like I could repeat the same chorus over and over and do like kind of like just me kind of focused on the bride, you know, like a overlay, you know, with vocals. But I'm like, this needs something more. This needs like a universal voice, just like ringing to the rafters. And I said, you know what? I'm going to hire a chorus to do this final thing here. So I was in talks with a content creator. He's got, I think, over 500,000 followers. Like he's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. He's ePiano H. Just do a search for it. He's just some amazing stuff. That, you know, and was like, you know, can you lay out like a chorus, like something that's like, if I give you like, you know, like the instrumental here, can you lay out the chorus of this? So like, you know, like, so I'll do like, I'm focused on the pride, and just everything just kind of times right. So it was, and within like about a week or so, you know, getting the singers together, he turns it around, sends the wet and dry mixes to me, and like, this is money. I mean, this is perfect. And the rest was history with it. But with that song, like, you know, like I said, as of this broadcast, it has reached over 30,000 all-time Spotify streams. And like I said, many beginning artists don't really reach those numbers that quickly. And I was very fortunate to be part of a group. It's an indie rock group that just kept streaming and getting it out there for people to hear, and just joining a whole bunch of playlists. And, you know, if you got a playlist, put it on anybody who's got a playlist out there, put it on a playlist, because
put it on there. Put it on your playlist. Okay, that's one to have the top of your playlist. It's going on our playlist on YouTube, and I know that our PR rep is watching in the background tonight, Muriel, who is going to be making sure that goes onto the radio stations in France and all the other radio stations it's got connections to. Okay, so it will go absolutely viral, I promise you. I tell you, Shawn, we've got such a lot going on the show this evening. We need to get to the nitty gritty and make sure that we cover tonight's highlight charity for the month, the TeBow Foundation. Okay, we are here for the TeBow Foundation, an absolutely amazing charity that we've raised some great funds for. I want to thank you. In the first 2 weeks, you have raised over £200 as indie artists and family of the indie artists. You have raised over £200, and I know that everybody who has like donated has actually had the same thoughts to me. You know, these families have been through some of the most difficult times through child trafficking, sexual exploitation, and disability. And Tim, I know you probably won't have time to listen to this show, but if you ever do listen to this show, we all thank you for the hard work that you put into these families. So without no shadow of a doubt, we are going to go to their story tonight. It's only a quick story tonight because we've got so much to go through tonight, but I will put it on stage for us to watch. So this is the time for us to grab our coffee, but also to grab our wallets and to grab our minds, because we're going to open up TeBow's foundation page tonight when we leave the show. Please have a look at that support that you can get for your loved ones, but also if you can support the foundation, please do so. Okay, so this is a short story. It's called Giving Life a Chance. Okay, and I'd love you to just take a minute and listen to the story, listen to the words. It's an everyday estimated that 3 babies are abandoned on the streets of Johannesburg in South Africa. Now, that's where everybody knows that my fiance comes from, and she come downstairs and told me that's not right. The number of babies in Johannesburg go into the hundreds, you know, in terms of being abandoned and being trafficked. She has seen it with her own eyes. So please watch tonight's video and please take on board some of the words which are being shared with us. It's 2 minutes long. That's all I ask of your time tonight.
Getting to go to the baby safes and go to the TTF Promise home, it was just such a picture of the tangible life that had been literally thrown away in trash cans, in dumps, with sewage, with filth, as if to say that they were equal to that trash. And because our amazing donor family said yes, now these little boys and girls that were as beautiful and precious as you could possibly imagine now have a home, and you literally see lives that were thrown in trash and now cherished as beautiful, as valuable. And it just reminds you of, by saying yes, what God can do with us. And I just feel like, man, I wish we could just show everyone so you could see what's happening, the difference of we're giving and praying and loving and caring, what it can actually do. It can absolutely change a life or give life a chance. And it's just such an impactful picture to me of why what we're doing matters so much. Without our partners at Impact Africa, without our donor family, without our amazing team that serves to make it happen, and without those that are praying constantly, those babies wouldn't have a chance. They would still be in the trash, but most likely they wouldn't be here. And that's the reality. Reality can be very, very hard, but I also think people need to see it because it needs to stir something in our hearts and our minds to do something, to do more. And if we just got one more, it would be worth spending the rest of my life so that we could get one more, period.
Short presentation, but hits home really, really hard for every single one of us. You know, I'm lucky enough to be with a partner who tells me those stories every single day of the tragic events over in Johannesburg, but, you know, across the world and around the world, of children being trafficked, of children going through so much harm and abuse. But these families and opportunities they have to grow in life and start again and live with an amazing family, just like the one that Tim found for this child. You know, and it's a great story. And if anyone wants to watch any of the stories in a bit longer versions, they are on YouTube. They are other videos that you can watch as well. And obviously on the TeBow website, you know, there's ways in which you can be involved with the TeBow Foundation. But, you know, I think, please, whatever you think the videos that are being shown, you know, whatever way you're thinking of them, whether you're affected by tonight's show, whether you're affected by some of the things which have happened or you've listened to, please, you're not on your own. We are one life. You know, we are there for you as artists. We're there for you as a family. Your family are, the foundations are. You're never, ever going to be on your own out there. There's always someone to listen to, speak to, be able to give a big smile to. Okay, so TeBow Foundation, thank you so much for sharing those videos. They're very compassionate, they're very supportive, very loving. TeBow, you are an amazing person, going from a pro football player to giving up so much time to charities around the world. You're an amazing person, buddy. So, SGT, your bio, mate, seriously, we haven't got long enough in the show to go through every single award, what you've been through. I tell you what, in a snapshot, Mr. Award-winning vocalist, you have played with many artists around the world. You've sung in, like, barbershop harmonies. You sung with famous artists like Kenny Rogers. You know, you've done everything. You sing in the national anthem, you know, in local baseball communities. That's one of the reasons we couldn't get you last time, because you're singing for some like national baseball league, you know. So you've done it all. So for those who don't know SGT, how can you sum up your life in 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, wow. Well, I mean, I basically got started with music when, you know, I guess you could say when I was born, you know, come out into the world. About 5 years old. Actually, not even that. 3 years old. When my dad was still alive, I heard Phil Collins from Genesis. He had a song called "Throwing It All Away" on the radio, and it was around Christmas time when I was about 3, and at the time I was just kind of singing and babbling, blah, 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 it's like it wasn't really musical at that time, obviously. I was only 3, but it catapulted me to allow me to the first in goal what's the word, just the way of music coming into my life. And then as I got older, as I got into middle school and high school, like more specifically middle school, I got involved with kind of like the show choir, show choirs and the concert choirs and stuff like that around middle school. And that my first solo experience was was actually all for one, the boy band All for One. And I think John Michael Montgomery made this song popular as well in the countryside of I Swear, and I
love that song.
I got it was basically just the first, just the verse of the song, because it was a choir thing. But when I got into that, it was just like that was my first solo, and I remember my knees were shaking, and I was like, oh, here I am. It's like I was like what 12, 13 at the time singing this song.
It's a tough song for anybody. I sang that as a wedding singer quite a lot of times.
Well, this wasn't the full song. This was
ones to try and sing, so it's a hard song. At 13 years old to do that, I'd have been scared.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a short section of the song, but even so, it was just like that was my first kind of solo experience. And then when I got into high school, I got involved with like kind of the vocal jazz ensembles and stuff like that. I did a whole bunch of different groups, vocal jazz ensemble. I actually have a video on YouTube of me doing. I think you might be able to search this up if you enter in Shawn TeBow Rum. It's not Under the Bridge, Other Side, and it was when I was at the high school pops concert. I was 18 years old at the time doing that one. That was my first kind of. I don't want to call it regular songs like your pop and your rock and songs like that, but that was kind of my first thing with doing that. And that was involved like it was like the honors choirs in the divisions there, and I was involved with the Cleveland Youth Chorus at one point, and I went to Cleveland State University. I'm originally from Northeast Ohio, even though I'm living in Florida right now. So I went to Cleveland State University for a short time, and I learned very quickly that the college route was not for me. It just wasn't for me. For me, I'm kind of ADD in its own right. So like my attention span wasn't really trying to study things and books and all this stuff like that. Like for me, like if I'm reading something, I got to be engaged in it. And for me, just like getting out of school and then doing more general education stuff is like, oh, come on, I'm literally like just almost wasting time. So I was like. Got involved with a little bit. I sang. You mentioned Kenny Rogers. I was involved with the Cleveland State University Chorale, which is kind of the next level up of the regular general choir at the college. And December of 2002, I believe it was. I sang for Kenny Rogers, kind of like the backup choir, and went from there. And it was really cool to meet a country music legend. And Kenny Rogers, he was very soft spoken. I mean, for those that when you learn about people and you get behind the scenes and seeing them off camera, that's what really makes the big difference of people is like you see them off camera and how they are. For me, like I'm very outspoken, like giving these interviews, but really in reality, I'm very just chill, just lean back. I'm pretty. I kind of tend to keep to myself. Not really introverted, but kind of a mixture, if you will. So I'm kind of that mixture with that. But for learning with Kenny Rogers, he was a little bit introverted behind the stage. He was kind of like, hey, welcome, it's good to see you. It's like, met everybody. He was just kind of kept to himself a little bit. But Kenny was one of those guys that was respected, very well respected, and he. when I sang as a a backup choir there, that were really an honor to be able to do that. And then flipping, going ahead the schedule, talking about meeting famous people. Whoosh, we're going 3 years ago, literally 3 years ago. I met pro wrestling legend Hulk Hogan, which obviously the Hulkster has been doing a lot of stuff these days. But
even in Donald Trump's rally yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think when Donald Trump was reading out all the people's, Hulk Hogan was in the front row.
Absolutely.
He still
and
goes.
the thing is, like like I said, I don't care either way what it is, but with what he did, like he got me into pro wrestling and be into that. So I mean, he's getting a little obviously with any type of thing. Like I mean, you and myself, you're going to have some controversies and some things that might happen here and there and all that. And it's like I don't think anybody's life is perfect. I mean, you're going to have the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows and stuff like that. But for him to be bold, to be vocal, to say what he feels, and I think that's what unfortunately with our country, it's kind of, we're trying to bring that back. We're trying to say you do have a voice regardless if people agree with you or not. And I think like for me, I kind of try to stay away from that as much as possible, because like with Focus, it's about bringing people together. It's about motivation, and no matter what if you keep getting hit down, get yourself back up and stuff like that, and you deal with that type of stuff. But for me to be
you've remained Shawn, you've remained focused for the whole of your career, in relation to bringing out amazing songs, and they are hits, mate. Seriously, every time I listen to your music, they're really massive hits, and they're really songs that motivate me throughout my day. I really enjoy your songs. I really love listening to your songs, and it's one of those types of songs that actually, once you bring a new one out, it's going to motivate you. It's got a meaning behind it that's going to make you feel good. And I love that type of music, and I love that type of motivational music that actually, even as an artist, I can think, right, I don't know about you, I don't know if you do this, Shawn, but I listen to other people's music, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I need that lyric. I need that sentence. I need that tune, whatever what it was I've just listened to. That's made me think of my next song to go ahead and write it and make it just as much a hit as this one. So your music's like that, and I think that's really helps other indie artists as well. And that's helped you in your career in relation to going home and bringing out the gold, in relation to some of the awards that you've won. You put yourself forward for a lot of awards over your career, and you've been very successful, just in 2024, 2023. You've been blessed. Tell our artists how you've been blessed, because at the end of the day, you've worked for it, buddy. Tell us all a bit some of the reasons how you've been blessed.
It's not easy. I mean, like a lot of people were like, it was given to us like a silver platter. It really isn't. I mean, for me, I've been very fortunate to be with the right people at the right time and the right, like accolades, like with Barbershop, like, I've won 2 district championships in 2 different regions, 4 international collegiate youth medals in their contest. And, it really is a blessing to have that. But one real quick thing is the next single that I'm working on is related to Focus, but a little bit different. It's about no matter, it's people that you thought believed in you. It's kind of like they don't see what your visions are. They never really believed you to begin with. And the next single that I'm working on, the title of that one is going to be called Miracle. And Miracle is about seeking that miracle of hope. And that, is there any hope? Is there any, is there that way, that we can convince these people that, like the ones that you thought that they believed in you, they never really were on board to begin with. So you have to believe in yourself. Then that miracle hope will come true. So that's the next single that's going to be coming out, and I've got this.
I'm looking forward to that. I'll tell you what. Talking about next singles, mister. Next singles, mister. We're 40 minutes into the program, and then hang on up. One of your songs has just given me an idea. Wait, what was I thinking? I was thinking, actually, we're 40 minutes into the program, and we still haven't emptied your pockets. So we are going to empty your pockets now, Shawn. We are going to raise some money for the TeBow Foundation, and we're going to test this man's knowledge of theme tunes where it comes to national anthems, because Shawn is one of the biggest people who will go and stand on a field, sing the national anthem, and be the most proudest American that's going. But does he know his knowledge of other national anthems around the world? Because if he doesn't, he's going to be emptying his pockets for the TeBow Foundation. So before I do that, and while I get the game show ready, I want him to tell us what was he thinking about when he wrote that song. Oh, I'm waiting for you. What was you thinking about when you wrote the song? What was I thinking about? Tell me about that song.
What was I thinking? Well, that actually is. I actually did not write that song. That's actually a cover song from Dierks Bentley, and I wanted to add a rockin' tune. I wanted to add a rock flavor to that song. So, with What Was I Thinking? I performed that actually just recently with a group that I know in the Tampa Bay area, and actually they won like Best of the Bay awards like several years in a row now. And Beeman, who's a good friend of mine, he and I are actually both Hogan's Hangout and men's karaoke champions. So that's kind of a neat little thing there. But his group does this song as well. And Dierks Bentley, you know, he's been around obviously in the country realm for many times. But I wanted to add a rock flavor to it. I wanted to add a little bit of a spin to it. And I said to my producer, Michael Allen Walker, who is also an independent artist, and he runs a studio in the Windermere Gotha area of Orlando, which is it's about 50 minutes from downtown Orlando. I wanted him to just create a rock flavor to this song, like, you know, add a little, you know, add that from where the bridge of the song is, add a shredding guitar solo, just really add that character there. Now this one was kind of you'll hear maybe the production a little bit more open. What I mean by that is like you'll hear pretty predominant drums, and everything is a little bit more predominant. We didn't really professionally mix this per se, but it's enough to get it out there just as a cover song. But this song was one of those songs that was like I was hearing on the radio. I heard it years ago, but I never knew what the title was. So I did a little snooping around trying to figure out, like, who did this song? I was like, I've heard it so many times. And sure enough, it was Dierks Bentley. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make a cover of this and just throw it out there, see what happens. And now, granted, it doesn't have much traction as Focus did because it's just a cover song. I mean, I'm not going to worry much about
Fantastic.
cover songs.
I tell you what, everybody, Shawn told me at the beginning of the show, he's been on so many podcasts, he's used it. One of the things he's not introduced to is actually introducing these songs. We don't need a bio, mister. That was a fantastic introduction. Let's play your song. Let's enjoy it. And then we're going to empty your pockets, okay? So what was I thinking? Making sure that this man introduces his own songs. Next time I'm going to do it myself. Okay, here we go.
Was a beauty from South Alabama. Her daddy had a heart like a 9-pound hammer. I think he even did a little time in the slammer. What was I thinking? She snuck out one night and met me by the front gate. Her daddy came out waving that 12 gauge. We tore out of the drive. He peppered my tailgate. What was I thinking? Oh, I knew there'd be hell to pay, but that crossed my mind a little too late. I was thinking about a little white tank top sitting right there in the middle by me. I was thinking about a long kiss, man, just gotta get going where the night might lead. I know what I was feeling, but what was I thinking? What was I thinking? By the county line, the cops were nipping on our heels, pulled off the road and kicked it in four-wheel, shut off the lights and tore through a cornfield. What was I thinking? Out the other side, she was hollering faster. Took the dirt road, had the radio blasting, hit the honky tonk for a little close dance. And what was I thinking? Oh, I knew there'd be hell to pay, but that crossed my mind a little too late. 'Cause I was thinking about a little white tank top sitting right there in the middle by me. I was thinking about a long kiss, man, just gotta get going where the night might lead. I know what I was feeling, but what was I thinking? When the mountain of a man with a born to kill tattoo tried to cut in, I knocked out his front tooth. We ran outside, hood sliding like Bo Duke. What was I thinking? I finally got her home at a 2:30. Later, Daddy's in a lawn chair sitting on the driveway. Put it in park as he started my way. What was I thinking? Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, what was I thinking? Then she gave a come and get me grin, and like a bullet we were gone again. 'Cause I was thinking about a little white tank top sitting right there in the middle by me. I was thinking about a long kiss, man, just gotta get going where the night might lead. I know what I was feeling. Yeah, I know what I was feeling. But what was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? That's right.
I'll tell you what, you rock that song up. I'll tell you what, you got some great guitars in there. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to put this young man back on his mic so he can talk to us. We were just saying in the audience, we were just saying that, you know, the guitars in that track are absolutely awesome.
Oh yeah, I owe a great deal of gratitude and thanks to Michael Allen Walker, man. He's he's got the nickname Mike the Man, and actually he actually won a Grammy. He's Grammy nominated for Unsigned Band Rule of 7, I believe is the
Cool.
band name. So
We need to look out for them. Hey, Shawn, send them over my way. We get him on the air. Let's find out a bit more about them. They sound cool.
He's a truly an amazing talent, and him and his wife Caroline, they run Dreamwalker Music Evolution, and they've been doing it for a while now. And he works with other artists. You know, like I said, there's DME produces a lot of great artists that do their own thing, and I can tell you that 3 of the artists have won some awards. One of his artists, I think, signed a mainstream, like a main label. I'm not sure. It varies. I mean, and the thing with Dreamwalker Music Evolution, you can go any way with it. You know, you can just say, like, you know, I'm just doing recording sessions. I think they're backing away from the artist development part of things, because they do work with a couple of artists, but they focus on recording and getting, you know, like the proper ways of, you know, doing certain things. But they discovered me like at City Walk's Rising Star at a local karaoke club. So
fantastic. From karaoke to Songstar. Hey, what a great way. Hey, I tell you what, Mister, let's empty your pockets tonight. Let's see where your music has taken you. Your music has taken you from rock to country to barbershop to singing some of the biggest stadiums. You know, amazing career. I tell you what, let's see how much of the knowledge you've actually got in relation to this quiz tonight, because you are going to be putting up $2 over 10 questions. For those questions you get wrong, it's $2 to the TeBow Foundation. Okay, and what I want you to do is think about is that it's a charity, it's a huge charity. And if you get these questions wrong, don't feel too bad about it because it's going to a great charity and it's going to be really helpful for the tonight's show. Okay, so we
at least
are going.
it isn't too much of a damper because I'm probably going to be. How many anthems am I guessing here?
10.
10. Okay, I'll probably get none of them right, but
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Come on, don't be so bad on yourself. Can you, in the comment section, what you think? How many will Shawn get? You know, in the comment section, let's see how good he knows his dollars. So if you're listening to tonight's show, put in the comment section how many people is going to get. Okay, I'm going to have an estimated he's going to get at least one tonight. Okay, because the first one's easy, and if he doesn't get this one, we shoot him, we send him home. Okay, well he is home, but we'll send him somewhere else. Okay. So here we go. Guess the national anthems. Okay, here's the first one.
Hello, quiz players. It's the National Anthems quiz. You will be hearing 20 national anthems, and your challenge is to guess the country. I hope you enjoy the quiz. Share your score with me in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
Well, I'm even going to give you the answer to that one because I'm sorry. If you'd have got that one wrong, that's it. You're no longer going to any baseball games whatsoever to sing the national anthem. You'd be a poor American. So that was an easy one. Right. The next one's a lot harder. Okay, do you know it?
Like I said, I'm kind of reaching at straws here, so I know it's definitely not Russia. I'm gonna say I don't know.
You've not got a whole hour to think about it, and you're not Googling it. Stop cheating, because I can't see you behind the screen. Okay, so put that phone away. Okay, SGG. Okay, so we are going for Russia, and it is definitely not Russia. The answer to that question, it was Italy. Okay, so all the Italian people, if you ever see this young man in your streets, don't give him a gig.
Did you have a bad dream last night?
Ignore the adverts, okay?
Get the ads.
That's a hard one. Go for it.
Yeah. Just got to go through all my countries that I know off the top of my head. I mean, I can always just keep.
Hope there's more than 3.
Russia, eventually we'll get it, but like, let's go. I don't know.
Okay, let's see what it is. Come on, let's see what it is. It is Argentina.
Argentina, okay.
So SGT, so American baseball games, if someone else invites you to go and sing the national anthem in there, you've got a lot of homework to do, mister.
Oh gosh, well, I mean, no. Like I said, I'm gonna not really know these unless maybe.
you know the answer?
Well, I just said it right there. You kind of gave it away, China.
It was China. I thought I'd help you out. You've been doing so poorly. I thought I'd give you one at least that I have to pay for. I'm not even going to give you 10 seconds of that. I tell you, if you don't know that, that's it. You're not coming to our country.
That's the United Kingdom.
Of course, it's the United Kingdom. God bless our king.
I know. I've done a lot of.
That was the United Kingdom. I'm only going to give you a little bit of that one as well. You should know that one.
Is it what I guessed already?
You should know. Come on, SGT. Come on, seriously.
Well, I don't study national anthems on a regular basis. Just. actually, we'll see.
Can you take a guess?
We'll go Russia since I just said it already. I don't know.
It was Russia.
I was like a giveaway there or something, but that's all good.
Okay, so you have got 3 out of 7, which means you've got 5 wrong. Okay, so that is $10. What I'm going to do is, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I have got something up my sleeve, which I know the rest of the One Life world are going to absolutely love. So we're going to cut this one short. We're going to get $10 out of this young man's pocket. And I've got a bit of a surprise coming up just for you, SGT. Okay, so I'm going to come back on stage, get rid of this. Before we finish tonight's show, I've got a bit of a surprise for you. So, SGT, would you like a lot more streams than you've already got with Focused?
Sure. Hey, anything.
How big do you reckon we can blow Focused up if you had an opportunity that I may give you if you accept the One Life Challenge tonight?
Well, it depends on what it is.
That depends what it is. Right. So, SGT, if you accept the One Life Challenge, I'm going to tell you what it is right now, halfway through the National Anthems quiz, because it made me very honourable tonight. As we're all thinking about amalgamation, we are thinking about being focused for the rest of the year. Okay. SGT, if you do me a small favour and sing a part of the National Anthem of America, I will make sure I give you the biggest present One Life has ever given to any indie artist to date. And I know we've only been running for a little while, but it's a big prize. Okay, so just singing along US National Anthem because everybody hears it in the crowds when they do the baseball game, and this man can sing it like no other. So give us a version of it, mister.
All right, I got to stand up to do this. So
that's it. Everybody stand up right now. Stand up with me right now. I'm going to stand up as well, okay? I'm going to come up. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Right.
I'm standing with you, brother. I'm standing with you.
Right here, so all good. All right, so all right. Hey, it's okay. Put me on the spot. I can do this fine. So all right, here we go.
I love it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. There you go. All over to the UK there. So,
And as the crowd goes wild,
yeah, that's
only on One Life.
That's actually the first I've ever done it on a podcast live stream like this. But actually, I was a guest on. I don't know if you've ever seen Charmaine Winter's IG show. If you haven't, give her a follow. She has she has a great fan base in there, and she actually invited me to do a in studio thing, and it's in the States here in Dallas, Texas. And I was like, if you could pay for expenses and everything, I'll think of it. But because there was like initially, well, I don't get any compensation as an artist for it, but I was on her show a couple of times and did focus. I did kind of more stripped down version because I have a keyboard back there, so I did kind of a stripped down version of Focused, and it was good. Being able to get it out there, and like I'm a man of many hats. I do read side hustle. I do arranging for barbershop acapella groups. I've done like I said, I've been. I'm long overdue being a City Watch Rising Star. I need to get back to that venue because that's actually a little over a quarter of my followers on my Instagram come from that venue alone. Because when they hear me sing, it's just like, oh wow, usually like, hey, it's like do you have like a thing that I can follow? So, yeah, sure, here it is. So yeah, Shawn Gavin Thomas music. You can follow me on.
Say One Live team. We are going to give him his prize. Do you reckon he's earned it tonight? Do you know what? I think he's earned it. That rendition of the American anthem, Ready for Today. It was absolutely amazing. His song Focus is amazing. I'm going to give him not one, but I'm going to give him two special presents today. Okay, so your first special present, mate. If you choose to accept it, I know you're really busy, but you can pop in from time to time. Our indie artists need you, buddy. They need a vocal teacher. I know you've been a vocal teacher, but they need someone to help them with their vocals and stay focused throughout the year. Our One Life Music School needs you to be part of the team and to be contactable by new people who are starting in the industry, to talk to someone who's been around the block and also has got that vocal range that you've got, and to be able to ask those questions to and from. So do you accept to pop into our music school every now and again throughout the year and come and speak to our new indie artists? Are you up for that?
You know what? If I have the time and the schedule allows and everything like that, absolutely. It does get a little crowded from time to time, but obviously it was a little difficult to get this thing going here. But especially like I know right now my March is going to be slammed. I've got a lot of things coming up. Going to be doing the Florida Strawberry Festival in Plant City as a duo. I've got another national anthem for the Detroit Tigers spring training I got going the 7th. Wow. And then I'm going to be going out of town back to my hometown, my home state of Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, to sing the national anthem for the Cleveland Charge. So I actually did that before, so now I'm doing it with that. But yeah, no, I'm an anthem.
Shawn, I know you're a busy man. I know you're a busy man, but just to have your name around, you are part of the One Life family now. We are in contact with each other, and just popping in and giving some inspiration to those students is absolutely fantastic. I have one more present for you, and I think you're going to love this present. So we launch the One Life Music School in the next couple of months, and Focused will be our theme tune of all our promotional material in relation to the One Life Music School. So when we launch our videos and when we launch the school, behind all of those photos and all of that support around the indie artists will be Focused, because I think that's what I want our indie artists who grow with us at One Life to be. Okay, so Muriel, if you're listening, let's get Focused out there when we put the material together for the One Life Music School, because that is going to be our feature song for our school for the next generation of new indie artists starting from 2025. And we hope, I'm going to leave it in my legacy, there's going to be someone else teaching out there the One Life way. Okay. So Shawn, I beg of you, please allow us to have your song to put on to the music school and allow us to motivate so many other children and so many other artists who go out there into the indie world.
Sure. Yeah, it's truly an honor that you can consider focus on all that. There's a lot more music to come. Yeah, I think it would work pretty well. So yeah, I think it would work pretty well.
Brilliant, excellent. So we'll work with our videographers. We'll work with our sort of production team and things like that to talk to Shawn about how to get focused being our lead song. But I would be honoured just to have it because it pumps me up every single day. Shawn, I need to go and watch the telly because there's something going on tonight, which I can hear everybody listening to, and I'm missing everything of it. But I'm also got to get on to the next show because tomorrow night's a biggie. But before I go on to tomorrow's night show and introduce the tomorrow night show, which is an extended special show, I want Shawn to let others know who he's thankful for in relation to his music career. There's been so many, but I'm sure there's people he actually wants to say thank you to.
Oh yeah, no. It's well. First of all, I think the Lord above. You know, without God and the Lord above, none of this happens. I mean, it's He's blessed me with amazing talents and amazing vocals for you guys to hear. Obviously with focus with the production behind it. There's a lot of people behind it. Actually, the drummer of Focused, Glenn Wellman is his name. I think originally is from South Africa, so it's kind of interesting connection. But he has a residency somewhere in the UK. I'm not exactly sure where it's at, but Glenn is. I thank him very much for providing the drums. Obviously, my producer, Michael Allen Walker, putting everything together. Just the super fans that have tuned into my music, and just being able to be able to share that gift for all of you to hear. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much in a nutshell.
Pretty nice in a nutshell. You did that one in a nutshell for me. Thank you very much, buddy. In relation to my thank you tonight, I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting the show this evening, supporting the TeBow Foundation. And I also want to put that message that we did right at the beginning. Come on, everybody. The rally starts here. Okay. The fight starts here for Atlanta. Let's get to Atlanta. Let's spread one life, the one word. Okay. Let's get over to the touchline in August. In relation to tomorrow, please join me tomorrow, everybody. Put it in your diary, okay, because we do a very special one live show for the LA Fires. And we've got the production from Stonebreed, who are currently putting together an album for the LA Fires of over 150 rock artists joined together to put together funds for the firefighters over in LA. So we are going to be on live tomorrow from 7 o'clock until 8:30, playing all of the tracks from the album, or as many as we can get through, because it keeps growing, keeps getting bigger. We might be there all night. But we'll also meet the person who has put this album together from Stonebreed and who is making sure that from £10 per album and all of the donations support and help the LA Fires. So thank you so much. And we'll see everybody live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on a very, very special one live show. Okay. So SGT, you've been an absolute great guest. I'll see you again very soon. And we won't be talking together so long next time. Okay. Because hopefully we'll be talking together soon. All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Take good care of yourself. SGT, everybody. See you later, buddy.